I'm Patty Rose with Cool 102.7 and StarTime 1590 local radio stations, welcoming to Camden the EQUUS Film Festival Camden Tour Stop. It's this week, February 13th through the 19th. The EQUUS Film Festival is the first touring film festival oriented around equestrian-themed content from all over the world. There are feature films, documentaries, shorts, music videos, commercials, training education materials, art and literacy too. 2016 Winnie Award winners and select special films are touring Camden with showings at the Little Theater. We also have art exhibits at the Artist's Attic and Rutledge Street Gallery and other locations in Camden, and a literacy corner at Books on Broad this Saturday, 9 a.m. With one of our authors that's a participant in the EQUUS Film Festival. Those kids' activities are absolutely free, so please plan to bring your kids on out for this. The EQUUS Film Festival, for information and schedule events, you can go to EQUUS Film Festival Camden 2017 Eventbrite.com. I'd like to welcome, I'm so excited to talk to you. I've heard all about you, Lisa Diersen, and you are the reason that we're all here.
I guess.
Yeah,
I guess.
It's all your fault. No, I'm kidding. So I understand that you are the festival director, and that this was your idea, and you started this.
We founded this, but we're starting our 5th year now, going into New York. In 2013, we had another little horse fair, and I had a friend of mine named Rupert Isaacson who made a documentary called The Horse Boy about his son's battle with autism.
Oh.
And they took the whole family. He noticed that the horses were helping his son. So they went on a journey to Outer Mongolia to research the horses and to meet with the shaman and see if they could bring their son back. And it worked. And so he made a beautiful documentary called The Horse Boy, which I really strongly feel that everyone should see this film, because autism touches everybody.
Yes, I agree.
Whether you have a child, a grandchild, a neighbor, kids at school, autism touches everybody. So Rupert was coming in to do a therapy session at our festival, and I asked my little theater in town if they wouldn't mind if we showed his documentary that weekend. And they said, okay, sure, go ahead. I said, well, what if I got a few more films? And he said, okay, I'll get you a projectionist. And we had 30 films the first year.
Really?
So documentaries, we had a film about Escaramuza, which is the Mexican girls that ride full speed, side saddle with their dresses. It's beautiful to watch.
Wow.
Competition. We had the Horse Boy documentary. We had a documentary on jousting. We had a documentary on horses, the therapy horses, doing all different kinds of things. And we had feature films that got submitted that year. So met with some people and decided that if we're going to make it grow, we make it grow in New York. We have a lot of European filmmakers that enter. So it's easier for them to come meet in New York City, and then from New York we go out on tour, and we have a tour stop pretty much every month. So we start with Camden every year.
Well, we could not be more thrilled to have the EQUUS Film Festival here. And I mean, what an interesting start to your festival. That's so cool that it just sort of, can I show this film?
Right, that's exactly what.
And here we are 5 years
I had
later.
a fabulous, generous theater, like this little theater in town here, but it's a beautiful venue. And they have the organ that comes up out of the floor. It's just a vintage building.
Oh, that's awesome.
So when he said yes and just so generously offered, it was like, oh, God, okay.
And then to have 30 entries that
Right.
first year.
Right.
Now, how did you grow it? I mean, we were talking before, you said some even feature films that are released in mainstream theaters to mainstream audiences.
Running Wild,
right?
which released this weekend, or last weekend nationwide, is a film starring Sharon Stone.
Right.
It made its New York debut at our festival in November. We didn't bring it to Camden because they were just doing their release.
Right.
But it's a beautiful film. It's a documentary about using horses with prisoners, using wild horses, wild Mustangs in a prison rehab situation. It's just a great message. It's
And that's
a great
a great
film.
concept, too.
Right. Right, and we've had documentaries from Japan on about the thoroughbred horses from the Fukushima nuclear reactor fallout, which was a horrible thing, but it saved those horses' lives because the average lifespan of a horse in Japan is 4 years. Because if they don't make it at the track, then they go into the food system.
Right.
So when the horses were exposed to the radiation with the fallout,
Nobody wanted to eat them.
they were branded that they couldn't ever be
Right.
used in the. So this group of 9 horses are still alive today because of the radiation.
the reactor
they were treated.
situation.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
there's
but
a silver lining.
there's
I guess, in every
documentaries like
cut.
that everywhere. We have a documentary right now that I have with us that we're going to be screening called Unbridled,
Okay.
which is addressing, which is a very hot topic right now, human trafficking with young girls.
Yes.
And there's a facility in North Carolina that this documentary, or it's a feature film, but it's about the story about this farm where they rehab the horses and the girls. They match the girls that are recovering from the trauma with a horse that's also recovering, and it's a whole program that they.
That's incredible. And I know one of the things that I have learned this week doing these interviews is there's so much more to riding than just riding or just learning dressage or English or
There's so
Western.
much more from
but there's so
dressage.
much more that I think growth that occurs is what I'm learning, both for the human and for the horse.
And well, and with what Bruce does, but
Yes.
even Quebec, with our horse here, Jill does classical French dressage, which is a totally different type of dressage than the modern, what they do in the show ring. It's beautiful. It's the difference between watching something very mechanical or watching poetry.
Really?
It's graceful. It's gorgeous. The horses, it's just like music.
Almost like they're dancing.
Yeah, they are dancing.
Yeah, and I've seen that in the Olympics. Don't they have
The
competition?
Yeah, with the music.
With the music and where they, I mean, it is. It's like they're dancing.
Right,
It's
right.
beautiful.
So there's so much of that.
So much for people to see and learn. And even if you're not a horse person, there's something for everyone
Right.
at the EQUUS Film Festival.
We have wonderful children's film called Albion, the Enchanted Stallion, which is about a mystical land and a beautiful Parisian horse and a little girl who goes off with the horse, and she finds her story in this magical little world, which is wonderful, and it's going to be coming out on DVD, I think, in about another 3 or 4 months. It'll be available, but it's
And is it here?
It's here. We're showing it.
great.
We're showing it Friday afternoon, I think, at 2, and on Saturday morning at 10. So
That
we
is
have
wonderful.
children's screenings. So we have some films for kids.
Okay, that is awesome.
Yeah.
And I know other kids' activities. I know Bruce Anderson's going to have his
Yeah.
horse, Marley,
Yeah.
down in the Pocket Park there on the corner of Rutledge and Broad on Saturday at 1 o'clock. The literary, excuse me, I can't say it. The Literary Corner at Books on Broad at 9 a.m. on Saturday, and then some other kids' activities as well.
And there's readings. Kay Kerr will be here doing she's
reading.
one of the authors.
We
that is
spoke
coming.
earlier.
Yeah.
She's great. Her book story is very interesting too.
Oh,
and how all that came about. It's not
Right.
what I expected at all.
Well, our whole literary corner, the part of the literary component to our festival, started out with one book when we first came into New York. Second year we had 20 some odd books. This year we had 43 books entered, and I've already got probably 7 that have come in. We opened for entries February 14th on Valentine's Day because we love horses. But we've already got people just
Entering for
wanting
next
to
year.
bring their books in we've already got films in. And
It's interesting to me how the festival started as a film festival. Now you have books. I understand. And of course, we have the art exhibits
we have
around
a beautiful art contest that's how we get our poster. It's a great advertising for the photographers or the artists
Right.
because we have a beautiful T-shirt that I brought with that's available. That was one of the winning artists. I have 6 winning artists that we use their
town.
images
Yeah,
and
I interviewed Diana DeRosa, and she was great.
Yeah.
Talked to about how hers was chosen, and now it's
Oh, that no,
plastered all over.
Janice Fisher. Janice did the. This
Oh,
is
I'm
yeah,
sorry. I got
Janice
confused.
did
I interviewed
Quebec.
them both together. That's right. Janice is the photographer. Diana was the media official.
Yes.
But yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
That even that part is
Right, right.
people entering and having opportunities.
And we have over 100 artists that enter from all over the world.
That is
We've had
amazing.
artists from South Africa, from India, from the United States, from France. We had an artist that won with one of his images from Greece, and his little tiny city in Greece sent him to New York to represent his artwork in, because we give the winning artist an exhibit
there at the
in New
festival.
York. We give him the space, so his city sent him.
That
To
is
it was
really,
just
really
very
neat.
cool.
Well, how exciting for you, and for a very young festival
Yeah.
too. 5 years old this year, so to have it
very,
have
very
grown
exciting.
in that manner is really, really exciting for you. Let me tell folks where they can find tickets. Of course, online at EQUUS Film Festival Camden 2017.eventbrite.com. One of the benefits of getting your tickets there is you can get digital copies of all the schedules, the maps, the panel information. And then, of course, the films, updates, descriptions, and things like that. You can also buy tickets in person at the TAC Room, the Camden Archives, the Rutledge Street Gallery, and the Little Theater. We have a headquarters for the event, and that is the Marley Project headquarters at the corner of 1050 Broad Street in the White Building in the corner of Broad and DeKalb in downtown Camden. Films are being shown Friday 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., Friday and Saturday. We have a $50 weekend pass. You can do a full day, Friday or Saturday, for $30. $20 evening tickets. We have evening events starting Friday at 5:30, Saturday at 6:30. You can pay $20 to go to those. Or if you just want to see one single film, you can pay $10 at the door at the Little Theater. And Lisa, just thank you so much.
You're so welcome. And even if they're coming in for the one screening,
Yes.
it's not just one film. It's a block. It's a 2-hour
block.
block of films. So you'll maybe get 3 films.
In
I
that
think our
block.
minimum block is 3 films. So
And that's if they just wanted to
if
come
they
see
just
one
want to
block,
come see one
$10.
block, it's $10.
What a deal is that?
And they're we've curated the blocks. Are really interesting.
Really well.
so.
I know we have one that's a Camden block for the films that were
We have
produced here in
kids and
Camden.
westerns
Kids,
and-
westerns, so different themes as well. And they can get all that information at the
Right.
event website.
And Saturday night's Western film is a wonderful cowboy romance. It's a Mark
good.
Rashad's film, and it's called Into the Wild, and it's just a wonderful,
story, yeah.
really great movie. So, and one other thing is we are going to be able to after April. Films that you love from the EQUUS Film Festival, we're going to have an online platform. So we're getting ready to launch
Wonderful.
that.
So
this is
people
kind
will
of-
be able to go online and see
and
the
do
whole
a pay-per-view to
film?
watch the films. So
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Very
It'd be
exciting.
great
Well, keep
for
us
our
informed of
filmmakers.
that so we
Yeah.
can get that word out here in Camden when
great for the
when that comes
filmmakers.
to-
So.
Yes. Yes. Well, and great for viewers too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just everything is going that direction.
It's so nice to see these kind of works on the big screen.
Yes.
So it's nice to see. I could sit and watch a horse movie all the time.
yeah.
So it's fun. It's great to love what you do.
It is great to love what you do. I totally agree with you there, and we're just very thankful and excited to have the film festival here in Camden again this year. Hope to see you all back. next.
We already set up and we're good to go for next year. So
Awesome.
We'll
Great
be
to
back
know.
a
In fact,
week
I think
later.
The dates have been chosen. I thought that Julian
it's a
told me.
week later than
1 week.
Yeah,
prior.
1 week later, more into the end of February. So,
Okay, wonderful.
because you might have nicer weather than you've got
Right,
now.
then we all vote yes. We've been having a lovely spring this winter here in Camden.
So have we in Chicago, so we're not going to complain.
No.
So,
Not
but
at
thank
all.
you.
Well, thank you so much. And folks, please plan to come on out to Camden this weekend for the 2017 EQUUS Film Festival Camden Stop. And thanks for watching.